Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 125. The album that we're reviewing today is Phife Dawg's debut album and only album in his discography, Ventilation, the LP released in 2000. You guys should know who Phife Dawg is. He's an MC from Queens, New York. He's part of the legendary supergroup Tribe Called Quest. He's known for that, you know, because you have Q-Tip, Phife, Ali Shahi Muhammad, and Jairobi. Even though Jairobi left after the first album, but he is still part of Tribe, so definitely gotta include him. But yeah, you know, this obviously came out like right after the breakup of Tribe Called Quest back in 1998. This came out in 2000, like I said, 2 years after that. I have to do a review on Beats, Robs, and Life and the Love Movement, so stay tuned for that. And I gotta do a review on the Renaissance album too, so stay tuned for that. For Q-Tips, I gotta do that too, so stay tuned for that. There's two singles off the album. The singles are Flawless, which I have a video for, and Bend Over. Alright. This is what the album looks like. You see Phife, you know, what is custom made New York Jets jersey. It says Phife, you know what I mean, in the back. You see his jersey in the background and stuff like that. Open it up. Yeah. Phife Dawg's actual CD. You just see him just like looking down. He's just looking fresh. Got kind of like a vintage, New York Jets warm-up jacket, stuff like that, like varsity jacket, I should say. I know this is like Mitchell Ness. I could be wrong. I think it is, you know what I mean. But you know, very dope. I fucks with it. You know what I mean. Landspeed Records. Remember them? I think they're Koch Records now. I think Koch brought them out, and that's Landspeed now. I could be wrong about that. I know somebody will correct me on that, but yeah. Open it up. You just see like collages of pictures of Phife. Like you see him like on Times Square, Manhattan. You know what I mean? Just see him just chilling. See him about to get a haircut from what it looks like. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of collages of pictures of him. And you see in the back like the record label he was with at the time, Super Rapping. Like some of the albums that came out at that time. Grand Agent, very dope MC from the West. I think he's from Philly. I could be wrong. I think he's from Philly. I could be wrong about that. And then you can see like the like the thank yous and stuff like that. All right. What do you know? Playing Schmoove with Fu Snickens featuring Phife Dawg. What a coincidence. By the way, I had a second album, Nervous Breakdown, and I have to get their first album, F You Don't Take It Personal. So definitely gotta get my hands on that joint. All right. Features on the album. A dude named Just, but it's spelled out J-U-S. Just. I don't know who that is. DJ Hi-Tek of Reflection Eternal fame, Mood fame. Pete Rock, Super Dave West, but he goes by Dave West on the album. Super Dave West, for those that don't know, he's actually the in-house producer for De La Soul, so just throw that out there. And a dude named No Name, what a name, that's crazy. All right, producers on the album, Hi-Tek, DJ Hi-Tek, like I said again. Super Dave West that I just mentioned. Rick Rock, West Coast producer, pretty cool. JD, aka Jay Dilla, rest in peace to him. Frederick, dope producer. He's a West Coast producer. He's done stuff. He's under Dr. Dre. Like he's done stuff for like Dr. Dre. He's done stuff for Exhibit. Snoop Dogg, the Dog Pound, Corrupt, and all those cats. He's done stuff for a lot of people. And that's pretty much it. Those are Jason Chung and Allah Rick. Those are the producers in the album. You guys know how I get down. I'm gonna go through some of the tracks. Alright, give me 1 second. Let's just put these back. Alright, you know how I get down. Track 1, intro featuring Just. it's just just like, you know, rapping over a beat and stuff like that. Just like over instrumental. You know, I guess like he's like putting. I guess it's like one of Phife Dawg's artists that he's just trying to put on. So I guess it's like a good look for him. You know what I mean? Track 2, Flawless. That was produced by DJ Hi-Tek. That's actually the first single of the album. You know, he actually throws shots at mad people. Like, he throws shots at people that, you know, that dress all flamboyant and shit. Like, for example, he had a line where he says like, you rocking like a FUBU jersey, but you wearing fucking shoes and shit like that, like female shoes or some shit like that. Like, it's just like funny shit. And he actually throws shots at Q-Tip. He had a line where he said, what did he say? I gotta look it up. Go ahead, play yourself with them whole like hooks. Sing ballads if it's all about the Maxwell look. Because if you notice, like, if you seen them, back around '99, you know, Q-Tip had like that whole neo soul look to him. He had the mini dreads. You know, he had like, you know, the whole neo soul look. You know what I mean? So it kind of looked like Maxwell, is like you were saying. So that's why he kind of threw shots at him. And this is Cass is just dressing all flamboyant. And in the second verse, he actually throws shots at Jive Records, you know, because he was saying that they were responsible for the breakup of Tribe Called Quest, and they're the reason why him and Q-Tip are not in speaking terms, and that's where he addresses that in the second verse. Flawless, pretty dope song, dope video too. Track 3, Alphabet Soup, that was okay. I mean, it was a cool beat, you know, cool. He did his thing. That's pretty much that braggadocio track. Track 4, Miscellaneous. I didn't really care for that song. That was like more like a club song, like kind of like a party track type of joint. Wasn't too crazy about that joint right there. Track 5, DRUGS, Drugs, featuring DJ Hi-Tek. That was pretty cool. It just shows about like cats just like, you know, like just falling victim to like the industry, just like, you know, just, you know, cats just think like, you know, for you to make money, like you gotta, you know, conform and shit like that. And he addresses that in that song right there. Pretty dope. Track 6, The Club Hopper. That was pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. It's kind of a club banger in a sense, but it's not corny. It's pretty decent, I guess. Track 7, Let Me Find Out, featuring Pete Rock. That was actually a pretty cool track. Dope beat by Pete Rock. Not his best beat, but it's actually pretty cool. He does his thing. Definitely gives you know, Phife to really rhyme and do his thing. You know what I mean? Track 8, Bend Over. Self-explanatory. Just him trying to get the skins and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool. That was produced by J Dilla or JD. Check the track. Sorry about that. Bend Over, like I said, is just about him getting skins and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I actually like the beat, kind of goes with the song and stuff like that. Track 9, Beach Run and Phife featuring Super Dave West. Dope song. It's just an autobiographical track, just talking about how he came up. Like, he actually talks about like where he was born and, you know, he names his parents and stuff like that. How he got brought up in hip hop. You know, things of that nature. It's kind of like I said, an autobiographical track. My only gripe with that song was the beat. I didn't really care for the beat. I feel like the beat didn't really fit the subject matter. I thought it could have been a little bit better. I don't know. That's just me though. I like the song, but the beat kind of fucked it up in my opinion. Track 10, Ventilation. I wasn't too crazy about that. 4 Horsemen 192, and it featuring No Name. That was okay. I think that was a posse cut, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check to make sure, so I don't look like that. Yeah, those were yeah, that was a posse cut. Yeah, the dudes. I guess No Name was a group, so the cast that was in that group is called Big Low, Bay Lloyd, Snag, and those are the 3 people in that group. So that's the name of the group, No Name. That was pretty cool. That was a, you know, I'm pretty sure if you heard the beat, all my J Dilla fans heard that beat before. And the last melody addedness. That was a Pete Rock produced beat. Kind of a weak beat, especially for Pete Rock. That was okay. It was it's whatever. And track 13 is another outro featuring Just. Just rapping over the outro. Overall, it was an okay album. It wasn't that good, to be honest with you. I remember when I first heard it back in the day. Not in 2000 when it came out. I heard it like maybe back in like 03 or 04 when I first heard it. It was. I hated it when I first heard it. It was very disappointing. But then I heard it recently, or right before I heard the album, like right before I did this album review, just to refresh my memory. I guess there was a couple of decent tracks, but it was not. It's not something. This is not like a memorable album, like an album that you would go back to listen to. It's not like, oh my god, like the old Tribe albums and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's not an album that I could go back and listen to. It's not. It doesn't have good replay values. Is what I'm trying to say. I was very disappointed with this joint right here. If this album was to come out years before, like around 94, 95, I think it would have been a lot better because the producers would have been the production choices would have been a lot better in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, because you gotta remember 1995, you're talking about, Q-Tip would have definitely provided him some beats. Jay Dilla or JD, Pete Rock would have provided him some stuff. I'm pretty sure, like Mace from De La Soul would have hooked him up with some beats around that time. Get that Stakes is High or that Balloon Mind State vibe and stuff like that. I think it would have been dope, man. But and that was my beef with Amplify, because that album came out like at such a bad time. You know what I mean? Like that's when they broke up and they tried to do the solo thing. It just didn't work out for them. So, which tells me is that they can't carry an album by themselves. That's just my opinion. Like they sound better together. You know what I mean? But like I said, would I recommend it? I mean, I guess just out of curiosity, you know what I mean? If you want to hear what he did after the breakup of Tribe Called Quest, then yeah, I guess check it out. But unless you're like a real big Tribe fan and you want to add it onto the Tribe discography, I wouldn't recommend picking this up. But I guess it's one of those albums you should check out at least once, and then you make it call from it. Like, what do you like? You make your judgment call, whatever, of the album. But I was very disappointed with this album. Was not a big fan of it. I didn't care for it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You guys cannot make a solo album to save your life. It doesn't work for you guys. I'm sorry. And I fucks with Phife, you know what I mean? And I gotta say this because I've been noticing a lot of people dissing Phife, like saying like, oh, he's whack, he's the weakest member of the group. But I'll tell you this though, Phife, if it wasn't for Phife, I don't think Tribe would have had the impact like they have now. Like they want to have like the legendary statue, like the legendary status that they have now. That's just my opinion, because yeah, Q-Tip, he's a dope MC, dope producer, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have been tired of just hearing Q-Tip, you know what I mean? And I've heard people diss about Q-Tip. People say that Q-Tip is kind of like, he kind of fuck up the vibe of the group, and vice versa. People say Phife is the best member of the group, you know what I mean? But I think they both add on to the group, especially Phife, you know what I mean? So, especially like that second album, Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders, oh my god, like he definitely added on to the group. Like that one song, what did he do? 8 Million Stories, that solo track, oh my god, that shit is tough. But again, if this album was to come out back in the mid-90s, like 94, 95, 96, I think it would have been fared a lot better. I think the production choices would have been a lot better. But that's just me. Like I said, if you guys want to add on to your Tribe Called Quest discography, definitely pick it up. I know this is out of print, but you shouldn't get it for it shouldn't be too expensive. But that's pretty much it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned for more. Peace.